Today's November 12th, 2025. I'm up on a hunt with my buddy Paul. Wanted us to go up and kill some coyotes. So last night we went out after coyotes. We saw 4. I let him shoot. He got the first one, and then he's a lefty, so never got a shot at the second one. We had a chance at. There were 2 more back in the woods that we never saw. Woke up a little late, went out this morning and shot a doe. Got that on film too. And then Paul had to go get the kids about 1:45 or so in the afternoon, pick them up from school. So he left and told me where he thought I should go. So I went down down there, and before I even got in the stand, I went over the nose of a ridge, and there was this buck standing there with a doe. I drew back, guessed it was about 40 yards, shot, I hit way underneath him. He skidded off there. I missed, thought I blew my opportunity. They didn't go very far though. They were kind of in a little bowl, and there was other bucks chasing within 100 yards of that little bowl. It was real thick down in there. I watched him come back. I watched him. I got lots of binocular footage, like at 100 yards, 120 yards. He was just locked on a doe. Wind was right in my face, so it was perfect. Eventually, he went around, crossed the logging road I was sitting on. I actually was sitting watching him from the bank, and then I ended up moving down and around, and because there was a little bank and a logging road, and I'm like, if I'm sitting right on that bank, if he comes this way, which I'd watched him cross before I got there, I'd watch other deer cross like 50 yards from me. So I got there, I got within 30 of where I hoped he'd come, and I had some does cross the road 40-50 yards from me, and they started going up the bank I was sitting on before, and I thought I was going to get winded by them, and they knew I was there for sure because my wind was blowing there. They were sniffing the log I was sitting on when I was getting the binocular stuff for them, and they flickered their tails and ran off up in the field, and I was like, perfect, they're out of my way. I looked over, and he was coming straight at me 30 yards. As I got drawn somehow, and before I could shoot, before he gave me a shot, he just turned around about face and walked straight away. Not like he knew I was there or anything like that. He ended up crossing 70 yards away, going in the brush. I thought he was going to follow the same path as those does, so I was getting ready to shoot there. And eventually he turned, came right at me, and he was 20 yards behind just a little bit of briars, and he looked at me face head on, and he like took a step back to turn away, and as soon as he stepped back, I let the arrow go. But he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 point, a double drop time buck, a pig of a deer. We're gonna take him down to Paul's buddy, who's a meat cutter, and see if we can get a weight on him. But it was a heck of a day, heck of a year, heck of a season.